Hey everyone, this is the Bearded Xeno, and this is going to be my review of Evolve, the highly anticipated 4v1 co-op multiplayer shooter thing-a-majigger. I guess that's what yeah. It's a little different, it's the 4v1, 4 hunters versus 1 monster, so definitely interesting concept and something that I was interested in. I know a lot of people are interested in, so let me just go ahead and run down what I think about the actual game. First off, we're going to talk about hunters, then we're going to talk about monsters, then we're going to talk about the story, and then just going to do overall thoughts on some positive and negatives on this game. So let's go ahead and get rolling with the hunters. The first positive is that the hunt is unique and fun. So playing as the hunters and hunting down the monster is very, very unique. I've never really seen anything like that in a game. I mean, sure, there's hunting simulators, but this is slightly different. This is like you're going after Godzilla, or you're going after a dinosaur. It feels very fun and definitely is the shining moment of this game. Hunt mode. So much fun, especially when you're playing as the hunters. It is so much fun. Next positive, characters are all stereotypes, but this works a la Aliens, which is not a bad thing at all. I think it's a very good thing. It's got a very Aliens-like feel. I'll get back to the Aliens-like feel later on. I really do like the characters. I feel that they could get a little more context. The only really context we get for them is one cutscene, which I'll touch on that again in a minute. And of course, battle dialogue. So I wish we would get to know these characters more. I mean, again, they all are stereotypes, but it works. It works in the same way that there are stereotypes rife throughout the Marines and Aliens, and it definitely does have an Aliens-like feel, and I like that a lot. Now, the first negative for the hunters, not much to do besides hunt. No kind of defensive tactics like barricades or whatsoever. So really, you're running around the map, killing things, and then killing the big thing, and that's about it. I mean, there are other modes where you can rescue survivors, but it's just the same feel. You're doing those on the way to kill things, and I wish there were more variations of tactics. Like maybe have the ability to build barricades away from the monster to defend yourself, because once the monster comes after you, there's really no way to defend yourself except for your weapons, and it just feels a bit off, especially when he's at a higher level. And when you're playing solo or co-op, I would like the ability to be able to have some kind of defense, some kind of defenses whatsoever. And the next negative, sometimes it feels like your weapons aren't doing jack shit. And this is normally when the monster is a higher level, like level 2 or level 3. And sure, your weapon should be doing less of an impact, but you should be seeing that impact. So it's still damaging them. And you can see the health bar going down, but as the monster is attacking you, you don't really get that sense of, oh, this weapon is doing damage whatsoever. Even with the assault class with you, he has the heavy weapons. You don't really get the sense that you're damaging it, even though it just doesn't feel like it's giving oomph. It doesn't feel like it's giving an impact, and that's something they really need to change. And they do show damage on the actual monster itself, but with all the chaos, you don't really see it. There needs to be a different visual indicator, maybe an aura around it to let you know that it's self, because you can't really just look up and see the health bar all the time. You need to have an immediate visual representation of that you're damaging that character, or have it in the feedback in the controller. The rumble, I don't even notice the rumble, honestly. The rumble is just weak sauce. It's weak sauce. So something needs to be done to give these weapons a bit more oomph, maybe in a patch or whatsoever. But yeah, that's definitely one negative for the hunter, because it doesn't really feel that powerful at all. Alright, next up is the monsters, and they are the highlight of the game. They are pure joy to play as. Each monster plays different from the rest. I haven't unlocked the Kraken yet, but I did get to play the Kraken in the beta. And I'll say that the Kraken is very, very fun, although it is not my favorite. I still stick with Goliath. I do. I feel like the Goliath is the most powerful, at least until we get the Behemoth. But I will say that I feel that the Wraith is too slow. When you're playing the Wraith, it just feels slow. I think its overall movement speed should be at least 25% faster, because it has the weakest health. So really, you need to get out and get quick, get out, get in, attack, get out. There we go. That's what you need to do with the Wraith, and it's kind of hard to do that. And so I think a 25% speed increase would be beneficial for the Wraith, and also not make it way too fast that the hunters can't catch up. At least I think. When you're in your groove as the monster, it is great. It can go south really fast with the monster, but hey, that's not the game's fault. That's that's per user. You might make a single mistake and it's all your fault. So really the monster is the best balanced class in this game. So that's great. I like that. It's the way it should be, but sometimes I feel against, certain classes and certain characters, it feels different. Sometimes it feels like the AI on the human side is too strong, and sometimes it feels like the AI on the monster side is too strong. It feels like the AI is always against you, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just, personal preference, whether or not you like that or not. It's definitely a chore to level up as the monster. I don't like it. I mean, the concept of it is cool, but it's just a bit, oh god, I gotta eat, oh man, I gotta eat like so much shit. Oh god, here we go, blah, blah, blah. I gotta look after these guys. It's a bit jarring to go from franticness to, hey, I'm an overpowered badass, I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna take out these guys. I feel like the leveling up part isn't really necessary. The whole evolve mechanic just completely feels unnecessary. Why not just have the fully leveled up monster fight the hunters right off the bat? The evolving just feels like padding, like, oh, we gotta add some, necessity to this game, we gotta make it go a little longer so people feel like they're getting their money's worth, and it just doesn't fit with their clear design that this was supposed to be PvP all the time, 4v1. I honestly wish they would just drop the evolve mechanic and drop those people on the map and just have them hunt. I think that would be great. Going on to the story, and the story is the weakest part of this because it's barely existent, and I'll say what is there is great. The story is fantastic. I love where it was going, and then it just kind of stops. there barely is any whatsoever. It's just one cutscene for context, and then you get battle dialogue to flesh out the characters a little bit and their backgrounds. But other than that, there is no story, and it's sad. Because the opening cutscene suggests, an aliens-like scenario where these gruff, overconfident Marines come in like, yeah, we're gonna wipe this away, this is paradise, this is gonna be awesome, just another bug hunt, stuff like that. And I really like that. I really like that they have that element in here, and I wish they had fleshed that out more. And it sucks that they didn't, because that's definitely the one thing this is lacking, a little bit of context, a little bit of story. And the way it worked with Left 4 Dead was the story was told throughout the environment, and there is no real environment in this. But, I'll explain what I'm talking about there in the next segment here. But, yeah, unfortunately, the story is the weakest part about this, and it could have been the best. And that sucks. It really sucks. But, what are we going to do? Hopefully, they flesh it out eventually in the sequelers. I don't know. I really wish they would just add a legit campaign to this. But, whatever. Sucks that this was the worst part. Now I'm just going to go through my notes here that I took while I was playing the game and just, how I felt about it. First off, maps feel too big when you're a human. Wildlife tries to solve this, but doesn't help too much. Should have focused more on telling a story like Left 4 Dead's story was told through the maps and dialogue between characters, which is absent, which is the same as the story that is here is great, and I wish that it was fleshed out, which is something I just said before in the story. Totally is not the next Left 4 Dead. Do not play solo. You can, but it feels like a grind. All the game modes besides Hunt feel weak and half-baked. Hunt is the clear star, and it shines very bright. All other modes just feel like Hunt, but with more shit to annoy you. But I can't express enough how great Hunt mode actually is. It truly is amazing. Their DLC model is both fantastic and horrible. Maps will be free, but you must pay for characters and skins. I love and respect that the maps are free, but the characters should be too. Skins belong in DLC in my book because everyone wants them, and those that do will pay. Characters don't really match that. Difficulty doesn't really matter too much. You solidly get a health boost or a damage boost, and that's about it. It doesn't really make the game easier or harder. It really does lack the depth of Left 4 Dead. Seeing how old that game is has made me very sad. So much missed potential. Wish they focused more on the story and the cooperative more than 4v1. The co-op is lackluster, and it's just a reskin of the MP, and just feels like MP with bots rather than a full-on campaign like Left 4 Dead. Would have rather seen a Left 4 Dead clone with monsters. So that's just all my thoughts on Evolve. I'm just going to throw a rating out here. And this is a buy if it's on sale, if you're willing to play multiplayer. I'll say the co-op is just the same as the multiplayer, but with bots. Not so much fun, because the bot AI is either always against you or completely dumb. So it's a buy on sale if you will enjoy the multiplayer. But if you're coming for the story, if you're coming for the co-op, rent it, play through it in like 2 hours, get your fill, and then take it back. That's my verdict there. So hopefully you found this review insightful. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns that I didn't address in this review, leave them in the comments down below. And I'll see you in the next video.